Hi everybody, welcome to City Beat. I'm your host Nancy Byrne, and we are in the Chamber Gallery right here in Las Vegas City Hall, where there is a brand new exhibit on display based on fiber. We'll show it to you a little bit later on. But first, who wouldn't want to live right next door to the Smith Center for the Performing Arts? Well, hundreds of residents will get a chance to do just that thanks to a brand new mid-rise luxury housing project going in there. We were at the opening ceremony when they divulged many of the details for the very first time. Wouldn't it be amazing to be sitting in your living room or on your balcony and taking in this as your view? That dream is about to come true for residents who decide to call Horlock Symphony Park their home. It's being built by Southern Land Company out of Nashville, Tennessee.
We've been long looking at Las Vegas, and ultimately we chose Symphony Park as the first place to make our mark. And it is an absolutely magnificent place to start.
Top executives were here at Symphony Park on May 21st to announce the project and why Symphony Park, home of the Smith Center, had them at hello.
For a person who loves architecture as much as I do, that you nailed it. That's awesome. And for us to be a part of it, to be building across the street, it's a tough act to follow. If we don't turn out as well as that, we'll put a lot of trees in front or something.
Judging from the renderings of Horlock at Symphony Park, and judging by other projects created by Southern Land Company, there will be no need for a line of trees to hide this project. Kevin House talked more about what the complex located on the 6 acres will include.
The Horlock Symphony Park residents will get the chance to overlook this beautiful park and call the Smith Center for the Performing Arts as a neighbor. It's going to be an incredible first impression for our residents. Our plans call for Horlock to include 324 studio, 1-bedroom, and 2-bedroom for-lease apartments with approximately 15,000 square feet of ground-level retail and restaurants.
There will be a resort-style pool with 2-story cabanas, a rooftop bar, a pet park and grooming facility, a lounge and fitness center. Mayor Carolyn Goodman told the Southern Land Group that Horlock will not only be in demand because of its luxury, it will be in demand because of its location in downtown Las Vegas.
We do know that downtown revitalization is increasingly being demanded as a place for urban living. With more than 700 for rent and for purchase multifamily residences under construction, we're barely keeping up with our community's growing interest.
Councilman Cedric Creer, who represents this area of Las Vegas, said it was less than a decade ago when this was a repressed part of our city. But Symphony Park and Las Vegas City Hall spawned interest and growth here.
Nearly every hotel casino in downtown has made significant improvements. Downtown's first ground-up resort casino, Circa, will soon be opening. The Fremont Hotel is on a $200 million expansion. The Downtown Grand is on their big expansion. So things are happening in downtown. And the historic neighborhoods that surround this area are also being reclaimed and revitalized by millennials and young professionals eager to retain the city's strong mid-century identity and history.
Instead of a traditional shovel in the ground, Southern Land Company had a different idea to celebrate this project. A check for $5,000 was given to the Smith Center to continue its cultural education in the community. It was a gesture that Myron Martin said falls right in step with what Symphony Park is all about. Comparing the area to a symphony, he said all parts work separately, like instruments, to create one beautiful composition.
And they come together with 100 other musicians that play different instruments, and they play different notes simultaneously so that they create something bigger than themselves. When you think of Symphony Park, that's exactly what we have. Something bigger than the Smith Center or the Ruvo Center or people who want to live and work in our neighborhood. It's all of us coming together to create the best city possible.
Being an organizer.
Finally, the first piece of art that will be displayed at this first Symphony Park residential development was unveiled, created by Southern Nevada artist Nikki Sands. Arc Symphony Park is expected to be ready for residents and retail by spring of 2021. Southern Land Company is based out of Nashville, Tennessee. They're responsible for about $3 billion of residential development all over the country every year. Mayor Goodman says they are welcome to come back here anytime for future projects. Let's turn our attention now to Las Vegas Fire and Rescue. In case you didn't know, it's pretty tough to become a firefighter in our department. The second class of 2019 is about halfway through their training, but it's not getting any easier. According to Sue Levitt, they're facing some of the toughest training so far.
Push-ups position. Down. Suicide. Down. Seducer.
The recruits start their days bright and early right here at the training center. This is where they'll spend almost 6 months of their lives training to become firefighters.
If you get under 9 minutes and 30 seconds, you get 2 merits. Say this academy is probably one of the hardest things I've ever done.
Zelina Chavez is the only woman in this academy. She has military experience and came into the academy in excellent physical condition, and still she's being pushed to her limit.
Up, down, up, down.
The recruits have to endure intense physical training throughout the entire academy. They also learn many skills that will help them save lives when faced with a real emergency. Skills like you see here as the recruits practice bailouts.
On roll. Copy.
A technique a firefighter would use when fire conditions worsen and an escape would need to be made through a window. But perhaps one of the most challenging exercises for the recruits is the confidence course.
Are you good? All right. Wait at the end of the tunnel, right? Yep, Davey's way here.
The recruits must make it through this course with little to no vision, since their masks are covered with wax paper. Rescue a victim.
Gilbert's coming out feet first. What you see is when you grab his feet, pull Gilbert out because he's going to be pulling out the victim.
And bring him back through the course and out to safety.
Ready? Yeah, I'm ready. 1, 2, 3.
The recruits do all of this in full gear, squeezing through these small openings.
Rotate him so his pack comes down here.
Now that the recruits have practiced maneuvering through their confidence course here at the training center, the real challenge lies ahead. A confidence course that's 4 times the size of theirs, one they're not familiar with, and one that when they enter, they have no idea what's ahead of them.
By doing a second course, it builds the confidence of going, hey, the recruit tells themselves, hey, I just went to another course at a strange place, and I didn't know the layout of floor plan at all, because of course, we do not give floor plans of this.
You don't tell them.
Absolutely not. All they can get out of this is it's U-shaped.
And inside this U-shaped course are all kinds of obstacles that require the recruits to be aware and concentrate.
It was challenging. There's certain spots where you have to just take a second and think before you act.
The cadre watch carefully to be sure the recruits make it through the course safely.
There is nothing in here that the human body can't figure out a way to get through.
Keep working through it, Scarlett. There's an end in sight, okay?
It's crucial, absolutely. This is real life. This is what we might face. We might be in this situation. And of course, we might be a little more scared when it's real life. We don't have the option of an RTO to be able to pull us out of that situation. But that's why this training is so pivotal, where we have to be able to navigate through these courses and pull ourselves out in that time of crisis.
Zelina is going through the course for the second time. And as if this course isn't challenging enough, now Zelina's mask is completely blacked out.
All right. What do you think, blindfolded?
A lot tougher, definitely.
Okay. How much air you got in your bottle? See how much difference between
2,000 PSI, sir.
So a little less, not bad.
500 less, sir. Felt good to come out. I mean, I knew when it was going to end, so that was nice. Once I got here, I didn't know where I was, and I saw a little bit of light. I'm like, made it.
It's a giant maze meant to build confidence, and that's why it's called a confidence course.
Confidence these recruits will need to help them become our next city firefighters. For City Beat, I'm Sue Levitt.
Those recruits will be through with this academy in about 3 months. We wish them the very best of luck, and we hope that they all get through. If you're interested in becoming a Las Vegas Fire and Rescue firefighter or paramedic, just go to lasvegasnevada.gov. Thank you, Sue Levitt, for that story. Well, let's stay on this safety theme for just a moment. As we approach the hot summer months, we all know around here in Las Vegas, one of the best ways to cool off is a dip in the pool. Well, here in the city of Las Vegas, we have a lot of city pools that offer not just fun, but stress safety. It's a typical hot afternoon here at Garside Pool, and the water is cool and refreshing. While fun is on the minds of many here, the City of Las Vegas Aquatics team wants to make sure safety is also on their minds. That's why these flotation devices in 4 sizes are available to customers who need to borrow one for the day. That's why lifeguards are on high alert across the pool. And that's also why the city stresses the importance of making sure your children have ample opportunity to learn how to swim.
The main things that can protect your kids from drowning is you, the parents. You got to be on deck with them. You have to have your eyes on the kids, and no alcohol. You got to be a good water watcher. After that, sign them up for a swim lesson so that they can learn how to swim on their own and save themselves. And we offer those classes throughout the summer and throughout the year, which people don't know.
Harmon says the city believes swim lessons are so important, they make them available all over Las Vegas at a very affordable price.
We have 5 pools that are open this summer. All pools offer swim lessons. Some pools, like Freedom Pool and Doolittle Pool, offer $5 swim lessons.
But safety and swimming lessons aside, she says the city also wants to make sure our residents have fun. So along with the various water sports available at city pools, there are some great family events planned for the summer. But if just old plain splashing around is your idea of fun for the kids, all the pools have great water features such as slides, showers, and buckets to enhance the swimming experience. And like the affordability of the swimming lessons, just coming to hang out at your neighborhood pool isn't going to break the bank either.
Nancy, it's $2 for kids. Here at Garside, we have day swim from 12 to 4 o'clock Monday through Friday, and then night swim when the sun goes down from 6 to 9 p.m. And you would be so surprised how busy we are for night swim. Freedom Pool also offers night swim from 7 to 9 p.m. Municipal Pool and Pavilion Pool in Summerlin have night swim as well. $2 for kids.
Adults can spend the day at the pool for $3. Any way you look at it, if you're looking to learn swimming safety or simply cool off, there are 5 pools open for summer fun all summer long. For a pool near you and information on all of our aquatics programs, you can go to lasvegasparksandrec.com. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to show you a very cool exhibit at the Springs Preserve featuring national parks right in our backyard. But as we go to break, we'd like to take a moment to honor one of our fallen officers, Corrections Officer Kyle Eng, who died last July 19th while on duty. On May 21st, his loved ones and members of law enforcement from across the community were on hand as his memorial boulder was dedicated at Police Memorial Park. Officer Eng spent much of his career working at Anderson Dairy, where he received numerous honors and promotions, but he bravely made the decision after many years to follow his dream to work in law enforcement. The City of Las Vegas and our Department of Public Safety were the beneficiaries of that decision. We thank him and his family for the devotion showed to our community. We'll be right back. Congratulations to the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month, Lee Quick. Lee is a senior management analyst and joined the city in 2016. Lee was a key member of the team that went to Denver in 2018 and won the All-America City Award for Las Vegas. Lee wrote the narrative to describe Las Vegas for the judges and brought together representatives from multiple agencies, schools, the city council, and more on the way to winning that award. Lee is also at the forefront on several other city initiatives, including the Las Vegas My Brother's Keeper Alliance and the Mayor's Fund for Las Vegas Life. These programs help so many in our community, but they would not function without the work of people like Lee. Lee's work ethic and determination are an asset to the entire city of Las Vegas. For her major role in building community to make life better, we tip our hats to Lee Quick, the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month.
Ever dream of being in the movies? Why not bring the movies to you?
And cut! Coffee. That was good. We're going to have to go 10 more times.
Become a filming location today. Register your home and or business at nevadafilm.com.
If anybody needs me, I'll be in my trailer.
Welcome back to City Beat from the Chamber Gallery here at Las Vegas City Hall. You know, as we head into the summer months, a lot of people like to hop in the car and visit one of the beautiful national parks right here in our backyard. Well, before you start that trip, you might want to take a trip to the Springs Preserve and check out an exhibit called Forgotten Horizons. It features national parks in the southwest region of the country through the eyes of photographer Cody Brothers. Often, when people hear the term park, they think of trees and greenery. But here in the southwest part of the United States, many of our parks provide a more rugged beauty, like Death Valley National Park, one of the hottest, driest places in the world, or Fort Union National Monument in New Mexico, where you can see the ruins of forts that were constructed in the mid-1850s.
A lot of people think of the national park system as being exclusively nature, and certainly if you go to national parks, you go to Yellowstone, you go to Denali, any of these big, Grand Canyon, these big national parks, that's what you think about. But what we're also showing here is that the national park system includes things outside of the typical national park. So it may include a national historic area, may include a historic house, might even include a marine protected area or a national historic river.
From twisted trees to rocks that glide over ice at night and then stop when the sun melts and evaporates that dew during the day. You'll see all of the unusual yet strangely beautiful features of 6 national parks in Nevada and New Mexico in the Springs Preserve exhibit called Forgotten Horizons by photographer Cody Brothers.
The whole project was part of the Centennial for the National Park Service, which is a multi-year celebration on behalf of the National Park Service. So this was commissioned, I believe, in 2016, and it's a joint project partially funded by the Springs Preserve, the National Park Service, the National Endowment for the Arts, and the artists found a private funder, Santa Fe Exports.
Brothers spent a year traveling through Chaco Culture National Historic Park, Pecos National Historic Park, Death Valley National Park, Great Basin National Park, Lake Mead National Recreation Area, and Fort Union National Monument. The artist wanted to document the National Park Service's efforts to preserve the cultural and natural resources of each park. He also wanted to focus on how important water is to our world. Here's something familiar to all of us in the Las Vegas community, the water line at Lake Mead. But mostly, Cody Brothers hoped visitors to this exhibit would experience a newly found appreciation for our national parks, which he said are, quote, not only our best idea, but our greatest asset. The exhibit will be there at the Big Springs Gallery through June 23rd. Now, something else that's tradition this time of year is Councilman Stavros Anthony honoring outstanding teachers. It's called Feature a Teacher. He asked students at elementary and middle schools to write an essay about their favorite teachers. Those essays are read over and top teachers are selected. We were at the ceremony honoring the 2019 teachers. These Eisenberg Elementary students opened the evening with a drum performance and a vocal performance. They were here to help honor this year's Feature a Teacher winners from the elementary and middle schools in Ward 4 of our city.
Look upon
This program was established by Councilman Stavros Anthony nearly a decade ago when he first took office on the Las Vegas City Council.
I absolutely love our public school system. I think they do a great job of teaching our kids. And as I left and I went on and did my city council business, I was trying to think of what I could do as a city councilman to support my elementary school, middle school teachers.
This year, 13 teachers were honored for selfless dedication and creativity in their classrooms. Some were new to the profession, some veterans with more than 20 years of teaching. Here is the list of this year's winners and the schools they represent. Congratulations to all of the winners. However, we know there are a lot of great teachers out there who love their jobs and are making a big difference in our community and our children's lives. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to introduce you to some outstanding athletes. These have 4 legs. They're the performers for Gladius, the show.
Here in parking enforcement, we often hear, but I didn't know it was a violation. So we'd like to clear some of the confusion over the most misunderstood regulations. If you leave your vehicle parked in the same spot on the street for 72 hours or more, it will be considered an abandoned vehicle. City streets are not meant for storing vehicles. They must be used within 72 hours. If your car is not used within that designated time, you're subject to a ticket and a fine. So now you know. For more information, call 702-229-4700.
Welcome back to City Beat from the Chamber Gallery here at City Hall. You know, we live in an amazing city where there are surprises around every single corner. When my husband and I moved to the northwest part of the city, we fell in love with the rural feel, all the horses and the horse trails. We would go for walks, and on one of those walks, we ran into some magnificent horses at one of the farms. We didn't know their story, but we always walked by them and made sure we gave them a good pet and maybe some carrots. Well, we recently found out what their story was, and now I'm even more in awe of them, and I hope you are too. You're technically in the city of Las Vegas, but out here in the great Northwest, and you come upon this, a property just over 2 acres in size with 17 horses. Some so large when they run you can actually feel the earth move under your feet.
Half of them are big draft horses, most of them are Belgians, between 18 and 19 hands, and they're between 2,000 to 2,500 pounds, and then we have a black Percheron, so those are the draft horses.
Also part of the group are smaller horses, but equally impressive in their appearance and grace.
The other horses are Aztecas. We have 3 Aztecas, which is half Andalusian, half quarter horse. We have 2 miniature horses. We have a Arabian Stallion, and then 2 Norwegian Fjords.
This is not just someone's idea of collecting a variety of horses for a hobby. The 17 horses, along with a group of trainers, aerialists, and vaulters, make up the team that performs Gladius, the show. Here's a small taste. Eric Matanovich and Alethea Shelton are co-owners of the team. Eric's wife, Lisa, also has a hand in the creative direction of the show. All of the performers are dedicated to making sure the show is worth seeing over and over again.
Well, the show is kind of me and Alethea's brainchild, and it's one of the really interesting things with it is that we never stop evolving it. Every time we're out there, we're upgrading it. So we're out here training and coming up with new ideas and changing things. And so people will see it that saw it last year, will come see it again this coming season and be, wow, I didn't see all that stuff. This is a totally different thing.
Every one of the performers you see here is either a powerhouse aerialist or vaulter, or both. For them, this may have started as a hobby, but now it's a way of life. Eric was on his first pony at the age of 3 and ended up competing internationally as an equestrian vaulter. Alethea also competed nationally as a vaulter. Nicole and Lisa are as comfortable standing on the back of a 2,000-pound horse as you and I would be standing on solid ground. What they do with these horses and on these giant metal props is not for the faint of heart. But to hear them speak of performing, you know it comes from their heart. And they are extraordinarily dedicated to Gladius the show and their horses.
Whatever has to happen to make this work is what we do. So in the gym every day, out here working the horses every day. If we're not doing enough shows to come up with feed money, then figuring out other gigs or getting a job or doing whatever we got to do on top of that to make sure that we have the money to take care of the horses.
It's keeping ourselves conditioned, keeping all the horses very conditioned, daily care of the horses, which is feeding, cleaning, vet care, grooming. I mean, we're training at least 4 hours every day, and then we train ourselves aside from that. It is a labor of love. There's no way that we would do this if we didn't love it, because we're absolutely insane.
And as much as they love what they do on the horses, they love the horses even more.
You can tell the second you get in a pasture with them, they flock to you like puppies. So it's really obvious that they are given a lot of love. They are always fed before we are. Everything on the road, we take into consideration how it's going to be for them over what our conditions will be. They're number one in our books.
A true testament to the love they have for these gentle giants. Well, to us, they may look like carbon copies of each other. But Eric says they all know the personalities, even the gait of each and every one.
It's like twins. If you just meet them, you have no idea. They all look the same. But for us, I can literally be out here in the dark and hear them walking and know which one's which.
Twice a year, they have a performance for the community. People come out to Leon Drive near Elkhorn with folding chairs and pickup trucks to watch them perform for free.
There's not really a technical reason to do it. And it's just fun to bring the community together, have everyone come out and check it out. Make sure that they don't hate us for having all the horses and dust and everything else around.
So now you know, just as I have learned. If you are ever wandering around Northwest Las Vegas and happen upon these beauties, they're not just pretty faces, they're athletes, highly trained, and very much loved by the owners and performers of Gladius the show. They perform all over the country, mostly in the Southwest. You can catch them July 21st at the South Point. They're just doing 2 shows, one at 1 and one at 5. For more information on this incredible show, you can go to gladiustheshow.net. Well, we're going to go to close now, but as we do, we've been telling you we're in the Chamber Gallery, which is on the 2nd floor of City Hall, where there is a cool display called Exploring the Twisted Nature of All Things Fiber. It will be here through July 15th, but we're going to show it off to you right now. See you for the next City Beat.